Hello, Ghostbusters. You do? You have? No kidding. Guys, these people are following the nerd. Although why they rang me to tell me is a bit of a mystery. Seems like some kind of clunky shout-out for a radio show. I'm not actually Janine Melnitz, you know. I'm Laura Summer, the voice artist who played her. Seriously, how did these nerds keep getting my number?
We were able to build a miniaturized arc reactor in a cave from a box of scraps. Following the nerd. We're just that good.
Hi, I'm Billy D. Williams, and I'm following the nerd.
I've always said the force is strong with nerds.
Oh, yes. I'm Mark.
I'm Saxon.
And you're also too far away from the mic.
Am I?
Yes.
Is that better?
Right
here.
There you
right
go.
Here.
There
right
you go.
Here.
Right
right
here.
here.
Okay. Got you. Got enough.
There.
Okay.
There.
Yeah. Okay, this is Following the Nerd. Okay, we've got a couple of special guests in the studio tonight. One who's going to talk, hopefully, Gavin.
How you doing? I'm Gavin.
Gavin, of course, is the man behind Green Monkey Comics. And lurking in the background is Mr. Gareth Watson, who has promised to be our in-studio live audience.
Who
yes.
just waved.
Yes.
Despite the fact this is a radio show.
That's good radio right there. You're going to need to go closer to your mic because you're definitely too far away. Yeah.
Me?
Uh-huh.
Me?
Uh-huh.
Do you need to turn it up or something? Because I'm literally millimeters away from it.
Yeah. Give me it again.
Okay.
See, what happens in this studio is that you get people all day and they all decide they want to come in and their settings are much better for the soundboard, and they go and they tweak and they move and they pull and they push, and it's really, really annoying, and then they get to the soundboard.
You know, if you looked up the definition of the word selfish in the dictionary, you know what you find? The definition of the word selfish, which is what they are.
Okay. Right, it's Thursday night. For anyone that's listening in podcast land, this show was recorded on the 10th of October 2013.
The 10th of the 10th, 13.
Okay, 10-10-13.
Which is kind of a shame, you know, because I miss the whole 1st of the 1st, 2001, 2nd of the 2nd, 2002. We're not going to get that anymore, because we had the 12th of the 12th, 2012 last year. You know, you don't get the 13th of the 13th, 2013. I miss that.
All of a sudden I'm depressed about this. Do you know what depressed me during the week? Myself and Gareth had a little bit of a tussle on Facebook about this. Sigourney Weaver, the beautiful, stunning.
The beautiful 64-year-old.
64.
And a half.
Dana Barrett.
64. Ellen
Ripley. Whoever she played in Galaxy Quest wearing revealing tops. 64. Yes. 60. I feel that... Am I the only person that's... Does anybody else feel a little sad about that?
A little bit depressed. Yeah.
I'm sad about that because, you know, she's kind of technically an old woman now.
Yeah, you think?
Yeah.
She's on the pension now?
She would be, yeah. Yeah, the Sigourney Weaver bus pass. Yeah, that's sort of depressing. Scott Bakula, of course, he was 59. Dr. Sam Beckett.
Wow.
Yeah. 59.
Just, you hear things like that and you struggle to get out of bed in the morning, don't you? I mean, you really do. I mean, that's the end's in sight, people.
What? Right, okay. We're going to be talking tonight a wee bit about Star Wars. There's some Star Wars news come up during the week, possible Star Wars news. We got a teaser for Star Wars Rebels.
Why didn't we get this at Celebration Europe?
I don't know.
I mean, it's the most basic teaser ever. I mean, fair enough, you know, it's a teaser.
Yeah.
Why didn't we get it at Celebration Europe? Because it's not exactly an intricate teaser.
Yeah, but what it does, it gives us an idea what sort of animation style and stuff we're going to get. It's that clean kind of pen over CGI animation that seems to be quite... Gareth, you're a fan of Tron Uprising. It's got that kind of look to it, but we don't know how stylized the characters are going to be just yet.
No, because all we know is how one of the... brain melt. What do you call the ships? The Star...
Destroyer?
Star Destroyers?
Yes, wow, ultimate brain melt.
Yeah.
It's far too early in the night for that.
What's going on there? I'm sorry, I'm very, very tired this week. Like last night I got to bed at 8 o'clock. But I was home by 11.
You.
I think.
The old ones are still the best. Yeah. So
Well, she wasn't that old.
Did anybody
she wasn't
else?
Sigourney Weaver old. She was Scott Bakula old.
Did anybody else watch this trailer? Gavin, did you watch the trailer?
No, I didn't get a chance to see it, actually.
Right. Are you a Star Wars fan?
I'm a big Star Wars fan.
Of course you are. Gareth, did you watch it?
Yes.
Yes.
Can you hear me?
Go
No,
again.
because you're not at the mic.
That's all right. Well, ask me questions, but then I did see it. Yes.
What did you move up here a wee bit? I know you don't really want to talk, but we're going to get your opinion here for a second because it's Star Wars.
Yes, I did see it. I watched it the other day, and I was thoroughly disappointed. Simply because it was a teaser that didn't really give too much away, and I wanted to get a little bit more than a Star Destroyer with a license plate on the back that said Rebels. Okay, that's fair enough. But it's good to see the original trilogy stuff. I mean, I love the Clone Wars. Clone Wars was amazing, but it's nice to see a Star Destroyer in animated form, right?
Yeah, it's nice to see
A
something
little
that
bit
actually.
more than a Star Destroyer with a license plate on the back that said Rebels.
Okay, that's fair enough. But it's good to see the original trilogy stuff. I mean, I love the Clone Wars. Clone Wars was amazing, but it's nice to see a Star Destroyer in animated form, right?
Yeah, it's nice to see something that actually looks old and worn and looks like it actually belongs in the universe and has actually been used in the universe for a long time, as opposed to the squeaky clean feel of the prequel trilogy and of the Clone Wars.
Yeah, no, I agree. So we're looking forward to that. We'll talk a wee bit more about that maybe later on. The first Jack Ryan Shadow Recruit trailer went live. Have you seen this?
OMG, it was totes amaze.
It actually was. It was really good.
Yeah.
I was quite surprised.
I haven't seen it.
Kirk does. Have you not? Oh my God.
I was disappointed. I have read a lot of Tom Clancy.
Swing that mic round
Right.
him. Now we can't get him to shut up.
I
Anyway, go
read
on.
a lot of Tom Clancy books, God rest his soul, and that is not Jack Ryan in that trailer.
Okay.
That's Jason Bourne or someone else. If you,
I thought it was James G. Kirk.
it looked a lot like James T. Kirk. If you read the Tom Clancy books, he's more a John Clark than a Jack Ryan. In that book, he's beating people up, he's pulling weapons on people. His wife shows up and seems to be intricate to the plot, which she never really was, as relation to his agency stuff. Nah, I'll watch it if it comes up on Netflix, but it's not really doing it for me.
Okay, that's fair.
Okay, well,
We see, as someone who hasn't read any Clancy books, I thought it looked fun. I like the look of it very much. Like the look of it. Okay, right. You know what? We're going to relax for a minute. Of course, we're going to be talking to Stuart from the Monday Movie Show. He'll be going through the UK box office top 10. After that, we're going to be talking to Al. Al, he launched something on Facebook during the week. A custard pie.
Yeah.
He asked people what the saddest TV moment was. Yeah. Something that made you shed a tear on
Yeah,
TV.
a manly tear.
And it got a really, really good response. It got a massive response. So what he's done is he's narrowed it down to 30. Okay, because there's so many of them. And
Yeah.
Doctor Who was all over it as well.
Oh, I bet it was.
So he's narrowed it down to 30. He's going to be talking about the first 10 of those tonight, and we're going to do them on the build up to Halloween. So we're going to get into that wee bit of anything come to mind, guys? Sad moments you shed a tear on TV. And we're not talking about Glen Roar, Coronation Street
I
here.
posted on the Facebook page the Futurama dog scene.
Yeah, I mean Jurassic Park.
Yeah, that's a classic.
Yeah, absolutely. I was trying to explain to the people in work about how sad it was, and they're all looking at me going, this is a cartoon, right?
Yeah, it's
but
a
it is.
cartoon.
It was so good. It was so good. Okay, right, this is Following the Nerd. You can get in contact with us at any point on Facebook at facebook.com/Following the Nerd, or you can tweet us at nerdfollowing, or you can even send us an email at followingthenerd@gmail.com. Later on as well, we're going to be telling you we're starting a competition tonight where we have up for grabs a Blu-ray and a DVD copy of the complete series of the Clone Wars, 108 episodes. That's a prize worth
lot of
having, right?
episodes.
Yes, so we're going to be telling you how to enter that competition as well.
I'm Philip Lannister, Gene Hunt, and I'm following the nerd.
Go.
Oh, and we're live.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Yeah, well, I cleaned up the mess, but seriously, it was a nightmare.
Okay, our guest tonight in the studio, you've heard that Gareth Watson guy mumbling in the background, shouting, giving off. And we were just talking about Babylon 5 off air, about the guy with the
sideways mohawk.
The sideways mohawk, yeah. Yeah, who I definitely think was the last guy to the makeup chair in the morning. First day of filming, everybody's rushing to get their suit, their makeup, because they don't know, they're all aliens. And he's the last guy there. He's late, and he gets that hair. Brutal.
As
Okay.
punishment.
He'll be on time for the next series. Right, okay. Live in the studio tonight we have Mr. Gavin McCumiskey, the man behind Green Monkey Comics.
Indeed.
Gavin, how are you?
I'm wonderful. I'm very busy.
but I'm wonderful.
Right, you're not very busy at the minute. You're quite relaxed, like a house of lies.
You know what? For the first time in a long time, I had one of those sneaky afternoon sleeps, which lasted an hour, a complete hour.
Oh no! Don't talk those down. Those are amazing.
Well, it's been a long time. I've 3 young kids, and I got an opportunity. I'm off my real job this week, and I got home to the house at about 1:30. And I said, I'm going to have a sneaky afternoon sleep.
Well played, sir. Well played. You know, I saw a thing on Facebook a couple of weeks ago, and I've shared it on my own wall. It's so funny. It says, that time, it's that point where there's so much to do that you just need to have a sleep.
Yeah,
absolutely.
There's just, and you've been there. It's just like, where do I start? I gotta lay down. Right, tell us a wee bit about Green Monkey Comics. This is your new endeavour.
It is.
You've one book out so far.
I have one book out, yeah.
Okay.
Innocent Tales. So I suppose it started several months back in February, March of this year, where I was coming home from a night out. Not that night, it was the next morning. I was coming home, and I was driving home, and I was listening to Will Sliney on the radio. He was on Savage Sunday. So
Will's a legend. Will's a great guy.
Yeah, great guy. And I didn't know who he was at the time, but I got to listening to him. He was telling everybody about his job in Marvel, and I just said, damn it, I'm going to do something. I'm going to write a comic book. Because I have a big collection of comics at home, and I've been a long time comic book fan, and I said it's time to do something with what I want to do. I always knew those stories in my head and different ideas and all that. So I got cracking. I got asking people a bit of advice. Will, Stephen Mooney, Darren O'Toole, Tommy Kelly, all these guys, Rob Corley. Just got asking them, guys, what do I do? How do I do it? So, in fairness, they gave me good advice and told me to go away and do it. So here I am.
I'm sure you were going to say that. Just told me to go away.
Yeah. Well, I'm sure they hear people at all stages saying, "Oh, I've got this great idea and I want to do this," and then maybe there's no follow through. And I was sort of determined not to be one of those guys.
Okay, right now, so you have the epiphany. You're listening to Will Slimy on the radio and think, you know what, I'm going to do this. This is. I'm tired of my 9 to 5. I want to do this. This is what I want to do. How long did it take from that morning to your first issue hitting the shelves? And I mean, I've seen your pictures on Facebook. How big a thrill it must be to have your comics sitting in among Star Wars and DC, Marvel. How long was that? And tell us a wee bit about the process in there.
Yeah, well, okay. The time span was approximately 6 months. Now, I wasn't trying to race anybody. I wasn't trying to show everybody, look how quick I can do something. I suppose I got my teeth into it. And the initial process was actually sitting down and to write some scripts, to write some stories. So I'd done that, and next I had to get working with artists. And I suppose there's a catch-22. If you're not published, an artist won't work with you, but to get published, you need an artist to work with you. Yeah. So I sort of had to break that mould. And I did that by writing short stories. And, I suppose sending a script to the first guy was Anthony O'Neill. I got him on board on a short story. He liked the short story. He said he'd do it for me. Okay. So then from that, I moved on to J.R. Hankey, who also agreed to do another story for me. And then another guy in America called Stephen Rhodes, who agreed to do another story. And I suppose I could get each of those guys involved with me because of the short story sort of angle. I wasn't saying to them, hey, I'm unheard of, can you write the next Elephant Men with me? You know what I mean? Or draw the next Elephant Men. So I was only getting a commitment for 7 or 8 pages from them. So once I got that process done, I then had to look for cover artists. Tommy Kelly, I emailed him one morning, and pretty much the main cover art is with the heart in the middle and the sword and the gun on either side. And it was like Tommy Kelly was inside my brain when I described to him what I wanted, because within 4 hours he had that cover back to me, and it was pretty much what I was picturing in my head, you know what I mean? And it's a fantastic cover. It really sort of jumps at people, it draws them in. So
Tommy's actually somebody. Now, I would know Tommy a long time just from chatting to him on Facebook, but I met him last week at DICE, Dublin International Comic Expo. Now that cover, I work in newspapers, and that cover to me is a fantastic cover because it jumps right off. It's important in newspapers. Anytime you get published, you need something on the front page that's going to make somebody look at it and go, wow, that stands out so much. Yeah. And I mean, fair play to him. He's done an incredible job on that cover.
Incredible job. And it's also the heart in the middle is sort of an ongoing theme throughout each issue. So you'll see in Innocent Tales 2, the heart remains, but some of the items on either side will change, the colours will change to sort of set the tone for the other stories that are within the book.
Okay.
But it's